Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I'm Warizan. In this video, I want to review and share my response to two videos about plastic pollution. After watching more videos, I realized that plastic pollution is much bigger problem than I originally thought. Before watching more videos, I believed that plastic pollution was mainly caused by people who litter. However, these videos helped me to understand that the issue was much more complicated. Plastic pollution is connected not only to individual behavior but also companies, governments, and global economy. The first video is focuses on who is responsible for plastic pollution. It argues that large corporations produce enormous amount of plastic packagings and do not take enough responsibility. The video explained how volunteers around the world conducted brand audits and found that products from major companies appear repeatedly in plastic waste collected from beaches, rivers, and communities. The second video talks about plastic crisis in a broader perspective. It explains that a global plastic production is increasing and is expected to continue growing. And the video also shows that recycling is much more complicated than many people thought because there are many types of plastic and many of them are hard or impossible to recycle effectively. One thing that surprised me was learning that less than 10% of plastic is recycled globally. I used to think putting plastic waste into recycle bin automatically meant it will become a new product. However, many plastic are never recycled because they are contaminated, mixed with other material, or because recycling facilities is unavailable. Another shocking fact that was the amount of plastic produced every day. The second video explained that hundreds of millions of metric tons of plastic are produced annually. That number is difficult to imagine, and it made me realize even the recycle system improve, they are not be able to keep the plastic production continuous. Personally, I feel very concerned about the impact of plastic on the environment. The saddest part of the videos was seeing how wildlife is affected, and I was also worried about microplastic that scientists have found it in human body, food, and even in the water. And it shows that plastic pollution is also a health issue, not just an environmental issue. One important comparison between the two videos is our approaches to the solution. The first video emphasizes accountability and action. Meanwhile, the second video focuses on innovations and policy solution. I think both approaches are important because we need accountability and also we need innovations and government action. After watching the videos, I started to think about my own habits. That I also use plastic every day without noticing. I believe that change begins with awareness. And once we understand the problem, we can make a better decision. For example, we can use reusable plastic bottles instead of buying water bottles that use plastic. It may seem small, but what if millions of people have a similar decision, it can reduce plastic pollution. And I also believe that school play an important role in environmental education because we can raise the students environmental awareness at such a young age. And despite the seriousness of the problem, this videos also gives me hope around Around the world, scientists, volunteer activists, and organizations are working hard to reduce plastic pollution. And my hope for the future is that companies will design products with less plastic, and governments will make a stronger environmental regulation, and individuals will become a conscious consumers. In conclusion, after watching the videos, I realized that plastic pollution is a global issue and requires a global solution. And my message to everyone is that don't think your action is small, because every usable bag, every usable bottle is important to make difference to reduce plastic pollution. Together we can make a healthier and cleaner future for ourselves, for our wildlife, and for future generations. I guess that's all from me. Thank you. Let's start against plastic starting today.